Welcome back. Hopefully that exercise went pretty well. Now you can also take note of how many distractions you had as you were focusing on your breath as you were playing. Obviously, the guitar playing or the instrument playing that you're doing is going to be somewhat distracting, but also taking into account the breathing and if you're holding your breath versus not. We can really slow things down, right? To slow down your playing or whatever, so that we were able to pay attention to two things at the same time. So you can make note in your journal of how many distractions you had as well. We also want to take note of what you were doing well. You can say, oh, I feel like I was aware of my breath for the majority of that time, and it made me feel like this. Our second exercise to do with body awareness is we just want to become aware of the feelings and sensations we're experiencing while we are playing. So this is where we're going to become aware of how we're holding our instrument, how we are sitting at our instrument if it's at the piano or something different, right? When it comes to guitar, how are we holding the instrument? Is our neck on a weird angle down like this? Are we playing like this? Or is the guitar sliding as we're playing? Or are we at a nice, comfortable angle here? We don't necessarily need to change anything right now, but just become aware of it. We can become aware of how the guitar feels against our right hand, how our hand feels against the neck with the left hand. We can notice where our thumb is, if it's hooked or if it's behind the neck, if our palm is against the neck. We can sense tension, right? We want to become aware of the feeling in our body. Are we scrunching up like this? Are our legs tense? Are we on our tippy toes on one of our toes, or are we flat and are we relaxed? Take note of all these things. Play through whatever you're going to be playing through. Your C major scale. Feel the strings beneath your fingers. Notice where your fingers are in relationship to the frets, in relationship to other strings. If we're practicing some chording, feel the pick strike the strings. Notice any buzzing, right? Or is it clear? We don't need to change anything right now. Notice how it sounds to you. Is our tone good? Is our guitar in tune? If it's not in tune, that's okay. We're just doing the practice of noticing. Okay? Without judgment. Okay, we're just noticing how it sounds. And then I want you to take notes on what that was like. This is bringing us into our body. We're becoming aware of the sensations in our body. And this is cultivating mindfulness, right? Oftentimes we are thinking like 10 steps ahead on what we want it to sound like, and we can get frustrated with how it sounds right now. This is just without judgment, allowing ourselves to play and practice as it is right now, and still connecting with the breath as much as we can, but having that extra layer of feeling what it feels like to play our instrument, hearing what it sounds like, feeling how our body feels, okay, if there's tension in certain areas, right? Take note of all this. How did this change your practice? Did it change it at all? Do you think that this is silly? All that kind of stuff is relevant. So this is the next practice. You can do this for 2 to 5 minutes, right? And then you can go on to practice however you like. Okay, so this is pretty integral for a lot of the other steps, right? What we want to do is be able to be aware of what we're doing. So we're cultivating this awareness of our bodily sensations so that later on we can actually make changes to that. And so we need to first be able to be aware before we can change. Okay? There you go. So this is the practice. You can do this for 2 days to 7 days or what have you, or even longer if you like. And just try to stabilize and get the most out of this exercise that we can before moving on.